Every year I've made a top picks list on my Tumblr, and I've been doing this since 2012. And basically it's just been like, throughout the year I compile a list of everything I've seen, read, or experienced for the first time in 2016, even if it hasn't come out in 2016. And in the past I've tried to make videos, but this year it just seems like everything is going wrong for me for trying to make freaking videos for these lists. But so I'm just going to tell you my number one picks for each of my categories of lists. I'll put a link down below to each individual list on my Tumblr so you can see what the whole list, who's on the whole list. But yeah, for this video I'm just going to tell you my number one picks in all the categories, and yeah. So first and foremost, we're going to start with movies. I had 20 movies on my list, but my number one favorite movie that I saw for the first time this year was Deadpool. I saw it in February in theaters with my brother, and it was just, Deadpool was such a fun movie, and Ryan Reynolds was perfect, and the storyline was a little cliche, but the rest of the movie, the acting, and just everything that happened in it made up for the kind of cliche plotline. But yeah, and I can't wait for the sequel. We better be getting a Deadpool sequel because it was amazing. The next category is my top 10 favorite TV shows that I watched for the first time this year, and my number one TV show this year was Mr. Robot. I freaking love this show, and this airs on USA, but just the twists and turns and the freaking confusion I feel whenever I watch the show is amazing. The cast is amazing. The acting is incredible. The storytelling is incredible. Just everything about Mr. Robot is so good. You need to watch it. Then my next category was the top 14 actresses I was introduced to this year, and my number one pick was Jade Assetti. I think I'm mispronouncing her last name, but she plays Farrah Black on BBC America's Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Farrah was an amazing character on the show. Jade did an amazing job portraying her. Jade's kind of Farrah's character on the show is kind of like, she's always very business. She's all about business and wanting to solve this case and wanting to find the missing girl. Like, she's a very kind of serious character that when she says stuff it comes off funny because she says it's so serious. And Jade did an amazing job, and I can't wait to see season 2, and I want to see more from her. The next list was my top 14 favorite actors I was introduced to this year, and my number one pick was Rami Malek from Mr. Robot on USA. And like I said, Rami does an amazing job of playing Elliot, and he totally deserved the Emmy he won this year. It was amazing. And yeah, just like I said before, go watch Mr. Robot and you'll see how amazing Rami is. The next list was my top 18 favorite ships I started shipping this year. My number one is Karen Page and Frank Castle from Netflix's Daredevil. I totally blame this on the fact that Jon Bernthal and Deborah Ann Woll have such amazing chemistry. And just, there's something about Karen and Frank's characters that I just feel like they're drawn to each other. Like, I know not everyone ships this ship. Like, I know Castle is kind of like a controversial ship to like, but I ship it, I love it, and I know Deborah Ann Woll is going to be on The Punisher show. I don't know if it's just for one episode or if she's going to be popping up throughout the first season, but I'm so excited to see more Castle on The Punisher, I'm just saying. Then we have my top 20 favorite wrestlers that impressed me this year, and what that means is they didn't necessarily have to have debuted, they just had to be wrestlers that maybe I hadn't paid much attention to in the previous years, and they really broke out to me this year. But my number one pick was Shinsuke Nakamura. I had heard about Shinsuke Nakamura before he debuted in NXT this year, but I never actually seen him wrestle, and his match against Sami Zayn at TakeOver Dallas was phenomenal, and he's continued to impress me this whole year. I can't wait to see what next year brings for Shinsuke. My next list was my top 20 favorite matches, and it was really hard for me to come up with my number one pick, but I finally decided that my number one favorite match from this year was John Cena versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam. That was match of the night, and for me that's match of the year. Like, AJ and Cena had such an amazing match at SummerSlam. The storytelling was great, the build up to the match was great, and go watch this match if you want to tell me that John Cena can't wrestle, because him and AJ killed it. They both showed how amazing they are in that ring. And, yes. And just like I said, the storytelling, the drama, especially at the end of the match with Cena taking off his armband and leaving in the ring and making people be like, what does that mean? Like, everything about it was amazing. So that's why it was my number one. And then my last category was my top 8 favorite albums that I listened to for the first time this year. And my number one was the Hamilton soundtrack. Because Hamilton's amazing. Like, at first I was like, oh, what's all the hype about this Hamilton show? Who cares? And then I actually sat down and listened to the album and the music of it, and I was like, oh my god, it's amazing. My number one favorite song on that album is Wait For It. I don't know what it is, just Wait For It hits me, and I feel kind of a personal connection to that song than I do with any of the other ones, even though I have a lot of favorites like Helpless, Satisfied, Schuyler Sisters, Nonstop, Say No to This, Burn, The World Was Wide Enough. Like, there's so many great songs in this musical, but Wait For It is like the one I listen to the most. I know they're going to be Hamilton's going to be touring soon, and it's supposed to be coming to Iowa, either I think sometime in 2017 or 2018. I'm praying and hoping maybe I could get to go see Hamilton live. I'm not going to hold my breath, but it would be like amazing if I could. But yeah, so those are my number one picks for all my categories. Like I said, I will link down below all the lists that I just said, so you can see what the other movies or TV shows or actors and actresses and wrestlers and matches and albums were on my list. So my question to you is, what was your favorite, what were some of your favorite things from this year? It can be movie, it can be the category that I said, or you can just throw out whatever you want. I'm kind of just doing this just to end the year on a somewhat happy note by talking about the things we liked about 2016, since there's not much. 2016 has been a rough year, but yeah, so those were my top picks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I wanted desperately to do individual ones, but time and my computer would not allow this, so this is the best I could do. And yes, so comment down below, tell me what your thoughts, what were some of your favorite things this year, and yeah, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Until next time, goodbye guys.